Says we are the loyal sons. We'll get 'em on the run, boys. We got 'em on the run. Yes, we are the loyal sons. We'll get 'em on the run, boys. We got 'em on the run.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the HLS Picks podcast. Call me ND Tex. And as always, you can join us live over here on twitch.tv/HerLoyalSons. You can also follow us on the podcast over on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, wherever you happen to get your podcast feeds at. Come join us in Discord. That is our live chat channel, herloyalsons.com/Discord. And of course, you can always find us at our home at herloyalsons.com. And with that said, I bring in Eddie. Eddie, how you doing, sir?
You could not live with your own failure.
Jesus.
Where did that bring you?
Doing a
Back
full
to
bit.
me.
I'm doing
Full
great,
bits.
my friend. Victorious once again, like the sun rising in the east,
your
as
chest
the
feel,
mountains
Ryan?
are tall, as the oceans are wet. Your boy comes victorious, as nature intended. I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And Benny's asking how my chest feels after the extra life stuff. It feels all right, all things considered. That hurt bad, but I don't know if we're ever going to do that again. That was something else.
That was phenomenal content, and I gotta congratulate you. I saw you pass 10K on the Extra Life donations today. That's just a fantastic accomplishment. Well done, my friend.
Oh, much appreciated. And of course, appreciated everybody that donated. I got a bunch of the thank you stuff out today, trying to stay on top of things because it is bowl season, my friends, and the regular season's over and done. But Eddie, as he did the full bit, he lets you know he emerged victorious. And me disagreeing with him as much as I did, it was going to go one of two ways. I was going to easily overtake him, or I was going to fail miserably. I failed miserably, and I fell to 95, 102, and 1. Eddie rose to 101, 96, and 1 on the season. So one of us ended above 500 at least. We'll see if we can change fortunes here, at least for me. I think Eddie's just wants to keep on trucking. But of course, we do have a pick'em. herloyalsons.com/pick'em now forwards over to our bowl pick'em. I apologize for switching providers on y'all. I don't know why Yahoo decided not to do their bowl pick'em. We are now doing CBS Sports. So two things to keep in mind. One, obviously you're going to have another different login. So that kind of sucks. But the other part is the picks actually lock before the first bowl game. The first bowl game that we're going to pick is the Bahamas Bowl. And that ends up closing around, if I remember correctly, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. So you're going to have all of your picks in at that time. So keep that in mind. But with that, we will be picking spreads in relation to said pick'em. So it's all going to be good. We're going to go to that. And Eddie's going to love the fact, two things. One, there's no confidence points. Eddie, how do you feel about confidence points? We do this every year.
If you do a bowl pool with confidence picks, you are an idiot and a coward and a fool. Don't do those. Pick against the spread like a grown-up person and quit this confidence pool bullshit. Come on, children.
Yeah, so, but I will be joining the solid verbals pool. That is confidence. So I still dabble in them. I much prefer the spread picks. So the other thing Eddie's going to love is that every single game has a hook.
There's too many hooks.
Every single game will have a hook, so there are no draws, no pushes in this one. And I did double check. Yes, the first game of the Bahamas Bowl is at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon. So again, Friday, that is your deadline, 5 minutes before kickoff. Make sure to get on it. With all that said, Eddie, you want to get going on this?
Let's bowl, baby.
I like the modification. Very slight, very subtle, but it works.
We gotta keep people on their toes.
All right, well, we are starting with the aforementioned Bahamas Bowl, where Buffalo takes on Charlotte. Buffalo, a 4.5-point favorite out in the Caribbean. Who do you got, Eddie?
This one, Charlotte's in their first ever bowl game. They get to go to the Bahamas, which how can you not love that? As you always know, when it comes to bowl season, I love looking at the bowl gifts. I've been able to compile a list thanks to 24/7 and Sports Illustrated. Obviously, you're not going to get the greatest gifts here. You get some board shorts, a Yeti, towel, backpack. But shit, man, you get to go to the Bahamas.
And that's the best gift of all.
Especially if you're coming from Buffalo. Holy hell, that's a very good switch up. I really like what Charlotte's done this year. I think it'd be a great Cinderella story. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're just happy to be in a bowl for the first time, especially getting to go to the Bahamas. The Buffalo guys are obviously going to be feeling great about life, getting to come down to the beach and leaving upstate New York. And when it comes down to it, I think Buffalo is just a better team. They have a really good running offense, and Charlotte is really bad against the run. So 4.5, I prefer it to be a field goal, and a lot of people are on Buffalo early. According to the AN numbers, 80% of tickets, 77% of money. That's scary. But I'm hoping that first bowl jitters and just happy to be there will carry the day, and I'm going to lay the points with Buffalo.
Well, I don't know if this is going to make you feel any better, Eddie, but I agree with you. One of the last things you said, I'm with. I think flat out Buffalo is the better team here, and Charlotte is a great story. The motivation will be there to be able to play, but man, this just feels like a mismatch to me. I'll be pulling for Charlotte to win. I want to see them get that first bowl win under their belt, and to do it in the Bahamas would be awesome. It would be so cool to see. We've seen this bowl go crazy before, but that's back when Popeye sponsored it. Popeye's no longer sponsoring this one. I think the sponsor now is like, what is it? Makers Wanted or something like that? It's like something.
The Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl, which, if you ask me 90% of the time, yes, I am wanting Makers, but I don't think they mean it in that fashion.
No, it's like some business park out in suburban Chicago or something like that.
Is it that? I forgot. Yeah, there was some like random neighborhood outside of Chicago that sponsored it last time. Is that the same deal?
Yeah. I mean, Popeyes, you've sold enough chicken sandwiches, right? You can hostile take this sponsorship back over. Because imagine walking into, doesn't this sound like the greatest game ever if you walk in to the Bahamas Bowl and you're handed a free chicken sandwich at the gate? It'd be kind of beautiful.
Yeah, give me a 3-piece spicy while I'm watching some mid-tier football. Hell yeah, let's go.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's move on to the Frisco Bowl here. I think it's like tropical smoothie something or other. Utah State, 8.5-point favorite against Kent State. I know very little about these two teams, but the total tells me that there's expected to be very little defense, as it's at 67.5 when I checked it earlier this afternoon. That being said, I know Utah State's a decent team. But man, over a touchdown is a lot in a bowl game in general. So that's kind of why I'm going to lean Kent State here. You don't typically see... Oh, hang on.
Eddie is a coward for not showing his face.
Oh, we've discussed this, though. I don't pay him enough for him to show his face.
Fuck whoever that is.
that would be Benny.
Fuck you.
But yeah, that's a little bit too much here. I think Utah State's a better team. Think they're going to win, but that's a lot of points in a bowl game. So that's what I'm going to lean to. What else do I have to back it up? Not a damn thing. So there you go. What do you got, Eddie?
It is a lot in a bowl game here at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. What's on the line, you ask? A cowboy hat, a football, a coin, a lapel pin, and a beanie.
Damn it, Texas.
Yeah, that sucks, y'all. Frisco does not care at all. But interesting fact that we're going to steal from the Bear, which now makes me second guess the last pick that I made, but we'll just forget about that. In the last 3 years, straight up, The MAC is 2-15 in bowls.
Ooh.
In the last 2 years, they're only 3-8 against the spread.
Wow.
That's really, really bad.
That is pretty freaking terrible.
I also do not know a whole lot about either one of these teams. What I do know is that Utah State can sling the ball a little bit. They've got a good quarterback who just declared for the draft, but he is going to play in this game. So you got to expect he's going to want to go out, put a nice little tape up, have some fun with his friends on the way out. We'll go ahead and lay some more points. Why not?
Alrighty, there we go. So we finally have our first disagreement of the bowl season. Now let's move on to Saturday. We're not picking the game because it's not in the CBS Pick'em, but of note, starting at noon is the Celebration Bowl with Alcorn State and North Carolina A&T. That game tends to be a hell of a lot of fun to kick everything off, so make sure if you want to get your football started on a noon kick, there you go. But we are going to move to...
Always bet Acorns.
Yeah. I think North Carolina A&T is like one of the last couple of years, though, if I remember correctly.
And I think I've said the same joke every time when we haven't picked it, so I'm just going to roll with it again.
You know what? It makes sense. You got to stay consistent. All right, but next up is the non-sponsored New Mexico Bowl against Central Michigan and San Diego State. And San Diego State is a 4.5-point favorite. Total in this one is 41. Who do you got, Eddie?
Yeah, there's a reason that total's only 41. San Diego is just here to grind games into dust. Look at their last couple games. They held BYU to 3. They held Hawaii to 14, and Hawaii knows how to put up points. I really like the San Diego State defense. Central Michigan, I don't think they played a defense anywhere near this good this year. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in Central Michigan. And what you're all waiting for, the New Mexico Bowl giving you some glasses, a backpack, a beanie, and a water bottle. A whole lot of Oakley stuff for a bowl game with no sponsor because its sponsor was part of some real shady shell game stuff and didn't actually exist.
And then a certain site that is well known on the internet attempted to sponsor it. And that
shout out Banner Society. Wish y'all had been able to pull some more strings.
No. Not Banner Society. There's another site that also starts with a B that tried to toss in some scratch, and they actually had a deal moving on this one.
I haven't heard this story. Please elaborate.
Yeah, the Stool of Bar tried to get in on this shit.
Oh, fuck them.
I know, right? They tried to get in, and apparently it was like, hey, ESPN knows they're going to have to say her name repeatedly, right? And they got real, from what I read, it got real close to being finalized. And finally, the NCAA and ESPN, both of them pointed their fingers at each other, got the plug pulled on that.
That's good. I'm not going to lie. When you said it was another well-known site with a B, given they tried to buy the naming rights to the Miami Heat Arena, I thought that Bang Bros was coming through and trying to steal a bowl sponsorship.
I forgot that they did that.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Oh, that would have been great. But no, I almost forgot that the Banner Society tried to get in on it. But what they did was smart. They were like, no, we've given you enough free advertising. Just give us the bowl. It was beautiful.
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, San Diego State for me, the ball is yours.
All right, yeah, so the ball is mine. Spike pick time. Central Michigan bit me in the ass pretty hard last week in the conference championship. One of many teams that did that. But San Diego State is, again, it will be a rock fight as well. I agree with Eddie. I don't think Central Michigan is going to be able to keep up in this one, and 4.5 feels just about right in this one. As far as the spread, I can see San Diego State winning by a touchdown here. All right, so let's move on. Liberty and Georgia Southern facing off in the FBC Mortgage Cure Bowl. This is one of many games out in Orlando, and Georgia Southern, a 5.5-point spread against Liberty. I don't know if Hugh Freeze is coaching from any kind of hyperbolic chamber, iron lung, dentist chair, whatever the hell's going on. I like Georgia Southern in this one. I think they're the better team, and Liberty, from what little I've been able to keep track of them, I haven't really watched many games, but their defense is meh. Their offense is meh. Georgia Southern could put a hurting on these boys. I got a good feeling about that one. Georgia Southern's been putting together a couple strong years as of late. So, what the hell? Let's go ride with them. Who do you got, Eddie?
Georgia Southern has been putting together a good couple of years. Liberty's actually, their offense has been very solid this year. Put up 49 in their last game against New Mexico State. Dropped 63 on UMass.
Sure.
UMass, oh yeah, sure.
We're I mean, real stalwart defenses here.
I mean, we're talking about Liberty and Georgia Southern. Opponent confidence and difficulty is not going to be very high. But the one that just sticks out like a sore thumb, they did lose to Rutgers. And I don't think I can pick a team that lost to Rutgers.
That takes talent right there.
It really does. Please give me USC's aspirational peer in recruiting, Georgia Southern.
Oh, yes. Oh, we got our first SC dig of the night. I love it.
I mean, you look at it, Georgia Southern had a better recruiting class this year. They both play in former Olympic stadiums. At this point, we might as well just call the Trojans West Georgia Southern.
Oh, that feels so good. Southwest Georgia.
It's Georgia State that plays at Turner Field, not Georgia Southern.
Oh, this is true. All right. Well, let's keep moving on.
We'll rescind the joke for now, but we'll keep.
You know what? I approve. I think it's solid. I think you should stick with it. We got one more before the break, and we are going to pick the ponies, or at least the game in them. We'll see where Eddie actually goes here. SMU 3.5-point favorite against FAU. The total in this one is a big old 70. Who do you got, Eddie?
In the Cherubundi Boca Raton Bowl. I love Cherubundi. That's just a fun word to say. Oh, ponies. Oh, ponies. You've had an interesting end of the season. That defense just fell off a cliff at the end of the year. Meanwhile, you've got an FAU team that's been playing great football lately, won Conference USA on a 6-game winning streak, but Lane Kiffin abandoned them like he's in There Will Be Blood. They're stuck at home. They don't even get to go anywhere. I mean, how hype are you really going to be for this game? It's just going to be going through the motions if you're FAU. Ponies, you know, they were getting there. They were getting to the top of the mountain for SMU. They've got a 10-win year. They can get to 11, get a good bowl win, have a nice little momentum going. I'm going to go with the ponies. The hook scares the shit out of me here, but I'm going to take SMU on this one.
I'm going ponies as well. The absence of Kiffin is what kind of seals it for me. That plus, like you said, this is basically a home game for FAU. Now, normally you'd be like, oh, that's a nice advantage, but not in a bowl season where the bowl sponsor is some kind of like health drink thing that I've never heard of until they started sponsoring the Boca Raton Bowl. So it's not.
It's remember the dude in Red Dead Redemption 1 who had the wagon and had all of his snake oils and tonics.
It's that.
Like that dude has some Cherubundi he would like to sell you.
Yeah, which is there any other bowl giveaways besides their magic juice?
So 24/7 didn't have it. Actually, Sports Illustrated does have it as one of the bottom 5 gifts. Oh. It just says online gift suite and assortment of bowl branded items.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, maybe the online shop has a whole bunch of stuff, but I bet it's just different flavors of Cherubundi.
Yeah, look, SMU, I think, the season was disappointing. They had Cotton Bowl aspirations, and now they're kind of stuck here. I don't know if there's going to be much motivation on either side, but if you're looking for which one has a whole lot less of it, it's going to be FAU. That whole, come to the FAU, ride the FAU train or whatever else Lane was doing on Twitter before he went down to Ole Miss and started kissing babies and was told by fans to make sure you get a burner phone down there. That's all anybody's thinking about when it comes to Florida Atlantic right now. What is Charlie Weiss Jr.? Is he the interim head coach right now? Because that'd be pretty great.
I actually have not been able to find in any reports what young Chuckles is up to. I do think it's interesting, though. You think that a 10-win team that had Cotton Bowl aspirations that's going to a minor bowl in Florida had a disappointing season, huh? Interesting.
Oh, well, weird.
Wonder if that'll come up again.
Who knows? All right. We are going to take a break. It won't come up in this show. Maybe a little bit later. We got 5 more bowl games to pick right after this. All right, folks, I'm about to hit the ag. Reminder, we got a new month. You may have some Twitch Prime stuff left over. If you do, make sure to hit it. It'll avoid these little breaks. We'll be back in 6 seconds. Didn't even realize I was making the easy Notre Dame joke. I just do it without even thinking.
That's what I love about you, my friend. Alley-ooping without even realizing.
Doing things without thinking is pretty much on brand for just about everything I do.
Well, there you go. I tell you what, I'm getting close to a block button.
Oh. I don't even know what's going on.
I'll tell you after.
Gotcha. All right. We got about 20 seconds left.
Your boys are looking good against Celtics right now.
The fact that they're looking this good without Luka has been giving me a lot of encouragement right now.
Yeah, very impressive.
Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go.
Yep.
All right. We are back, and it is time to go to the tradition, the wonder that is the Camellia Bowl. So much tradition in this game out in Montgomery, Alabama. FIU takes on Arkansas State. Arkansas State, a 3.5-point favorite. And you know what? While I appreciate that FIU took down Miami, while I appreciate that they throat slashed Miami, their kicker did after an extra point. I think it's like the Pitt super weapon. They fired all the bullets in the chamber. Arky State has played pretty decent football this season. I've been able to, I know of them playing good football, I think is the best way that I can put it. So I'm going to go with the team that I feel like I know has played the better football. At least I like to tell myself that they play the better football. So I'm going to go ahead at that 3.5 is awful. But I'll go ahead and take and lay that hook. Give me Arky State. Who do you got, Eddie?
Camellia Bowl. That's just fun to say. Fun fact from the Bear, because we steal content as much as we can here, because why do the work yourself when smarter people do it for you? Since 2017, did you know that Sunbelt teams are 7-3 in bowl games?
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. That's got to make you feel good about your Arkansas State pick, right?
So are you now pulling the trapdoor lever?
2 of those 3 losses were by Arkansas State.
Oh, hell yeah. Streak's got to be broken. 3rd time's a charm.
Nah, I think they are what they are. I'm going to take FIU. Another interesting thing, again, obviously, the caveat remains this is way early. There aren't that many bets on it yet. But while only 48% of tickets are on this, 76% of the money is on FIU.
Uh-oh. That's a lot of sharp action.
And it's not like Uncle Luke cares about FIU. So somebody knows something and is feeling real good about the House of Ned. So I'm going to ride with the Panthers here.
All right, there you go. Next up, we actually got some ranked teams now. We are going to the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl, where number 19 Boise State will take on Washington, who is a 3.5-point favorite. Total is 49.5. Who do you got, Eddie?
First off, I just want to say this fucking rules. It is awesome that they have got Chris Peterson going up against his former team in his last game as a coach.
Chris Peterson
at least for
Bowl.
A while. Yeah, Peterson, I hope he's okay. The whole thing sounds kind of weird. I hope it's just, he's tired and wants to take a couple years off. I don't know. But this is super cool that he's getting to go up against the team he made. Boise State was nothing before Chris Peterson. He got him the Fiesta Bowl, turned them into what they are now. I have a hard time seeing Peterson go out with a loss. Washington is not exactly – they're certainly not what they were last year. And they aren't what they've been in the last few years. Jacob Eason does not inspire a ton of confidence, but I still like that defense. Boise is not playing at home. They're not playing in the cold. They're going out to Las Vegas, and there are a lot of things in Las Vegas that you don't have in Idaho. So I could see them maybe getting a little more distracted than they did in Washington. So I'm going to go with the Huskies. I'm going to go with Pete getting a W on his way out and hopefully resting up and feeling all right and not taking the Southern Cal job anytime soon.
Yeah, before this game was even announced, once the details of what was going on with Peterson came out, at least as much as what's going to come out, that he was stepping down. He was still going to be coaching in the bowl game. You know, have a job at Washington, so it's not like he's completely abandoning the program. I feel like Eddie, he just kind of looked around and said, you know what, I'm good. I think I just want to step back for a while. You know, he said he wanted to recharge the batteries. So who knows, maybe he will coach again. But based on how everybody reacted, based on how current players, former players, players that are about to come to Washington were reacting, I said, you know what, as positive everybody's being, I will take Washington just about minus anything in whatever game they end up playing. Little did I know it would end up being a game like this. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I think, you know, Eddie, you made a great point. Peterson created Boise State. Sometimes you got to destroy the thing that you created. I feel like it's time to come full circle. He's got to destroy what he's made. When you're either the hero, you die the hero, or you live long enough to become the villain. Sorry, Boise. Smurf's about to get murdered here. I'll give you the Huskies. Next up, one of the largest spreads that we will pick all bowl season on these next two games. We will start with number 20, App State, a 16.5-point favorite against UAB. And while App State, another team that had Cotton Bowl aspirations, fell just a little bit short, they did win a Sun Belt title. UAB has been, look, anytime UAB's in a bowl, we always need to mention that this team literally did not exist a few years ago. They were absolutely killed, literally, given the death penalty by their own state, and then rebuilt up, and they've now made bowl games in 2 consecutive seasons. These boys still got a lot to play for. App State has lost their head coach as well. So there's a lot of things missing from App State. That's a big old spread in a bowl game. And UAB, yeah, I feel like they're... Oh, no, I forgot to mention, this is the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Oh, I can't even talk right now. So this is your late night game, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Go ahead and give me UAB in this one. Let's blaze it. Who do you got, Eddie?
I think I'm going to take UAB here as well. The having Drinkwitz take the Mizzou job, I think, is really going to hurt Appy State. Can't blame them. The fact that they threw $4 million a year at him is insane to me.
Get paid.
I mean, hey, great for him. He's done a good job, but you think he wouldn't have moved for like $2.5 a year? He was making like $800,000 at Appy State. I feel like Mizzou way outbid themselves on this one.
Nothing
Appy
like
State,
the 400+% raise.
Yeah, no kidding. Appy State is the better team. UAB looked terrible the last time they were on the field. Got smoked by Lane 49-6. But I feel like that might be coloring things a little too much. They've had a very solid year. And the last thing that kind of puts it over the top for me, somebody knows something. 76% of tickets are on Appy State. Only 36% of the money.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, that's a little weird. So we're going to blaze it. Shout out to the crowd who is going to be just liquored the hell up at 8 o'clock. Spend all day tailgating in New Orleans. You're going to be in good shape. But yeah, we'll go UAB here.
Yeah, the Sugar Bowl back when Notre Dame had that ill-fated date with LSU, that was bad. But everything leading up to that game, oh my God. It was fantastic. It made that a lot easier to handle. You're like, oh, well, I'm hammered. Who gives a shit?
Let's go get another hand grenade.
Yep, exactly. All right, we're moving on to Monday now, December 23rd, where UCF is taking on Marshall in the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
What you gonna mow? What you gonna mow when they come for you, bad boys, bad boys? What you gonna mow? What you gonna mow with a gun for, yeah?
Oh man, I very much love that there's an entire company devoted to we're not just making lawnmowers, we're making a fucking lawnmower that can go 30 miles an hour and it sounds like it's got a fucking broken muffler because that's the
Let's
kind of
go.
mower you need, motherfucker. Anyway, UCF is a 17.5 point favorite. Total on this one is 61.5. Who do you got, Eddie?
This one is, oh, gosh, that's so many points. But a fun fact from the Bear. In the last 15 years, there have only been 3 bowl favorites of at least 17 points.
Okay.
How do you think they've done, Ryan?
I would figure, knowing it's bowl season, there's 2 ways this is going to go. They've either never covered or they've covered every single time because this is such a huge spread and so abnormal. So I'm going to lean that they've covered every single time.
Give that man a shiny nickel. They have covered every single time. And you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and ride with that here. I don't think Marshall's very good. UCF has a lot of weapons. You never know who's actually going to play for UCF.
Nope, that's the problem.
I think every time I've turned one of their games on, they've had a different quarterback playing. I think at least 7 different people have played quarterback for him this year. It's hard to keep up with. Yet whoever it is, they all put points up. Marshall, on the other hand, I don't think they can keep up is really what it boils down to. If they get down, it's going to snowball on them. I'm going to take the Knights. That hook reeks of pain, but we're going to go ahead and go with UCF here.
Well, I'm going to stick to my guns despite what you just told me because this is a too many point situation. And here's the other thing that is worrying me. When I have trusted UCF with these big spreads, they have gotten backdoored freaking consistently. It just seems like it's their job, and I can't trust them. You know, the Bear makes an excellent point, and now it really worries me. I know you like some trends. I like them too, but I can't do it. That's 18 points for a team that, again, it's a bowl game. These big spreads don't happen that much. So I'm going to chalk this up to small sample size. And like Eddie said, they have had so many people playing quarterback. And rest in peace, Wimbush, and your quarterback hopes. Because one of the quarterbacks has not been him for a long time. I think he's running around at receiver last I checked or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's been a rough little transfer year for him. Things have not quite materialized for them. And, you know, they lost to Pitt. They haven't been the same UCF they were hoping for. Maybe Scott Frost took whatever magic he had and took it over to Nebraska, where he then lost it in transit. I don't know what the fuck he's going on over in Lincoln right now. But yeah, all that said, I don't think Marshall's very good. I really don't. But that is just way too many points. It is a bowl game. It is a random. Not only is this on Monday, Eddie, this is on a Monday afternoon in Tampa. UCF is not that far from Tampa. This is a vacation for Marshall. This is not a vacation for UCF. So go ahead and I will take every single one of those points, including that hook that I hope will save my ass, because this could be a 17-point victory. All right, we got one more game to pick, and that is Christmas Eve, a tradition unlike any other. The SoFi Hawaii Bowl, where Hawaii will take on BYU, who is a 1.5 point favorite. Man, I tell you what, I don't like this game. It's going to be fun. I love watching Hawaii play because Cole McDonald is going to throw touchdowns. They may or may not be for his team, but that's irrelevant. The game's going to be entertaining to watch. I was really disappointed that they did not do so well against Boise. So I'm going to keep with my spite picking here. They betrayed me. And honestly, I think I picked Hawaii. No, I actually picked against Hawaii once, picked for them once. So I'm 1-1. But we'll go.
You've picked against them twice because you did it 2 times in the same game and you lost both times.
How did I pick against them twice in the same game? There was the Arizona game week 0, which I lost.
Well, there was the first Boise State game where I told you that Hawaii wasn't going to enjoy going to Idaho in the cold.
And then I did it again. Okay.
And then you did it again.
All right. Well, we're not making the same mistake again. Look, you want to know who's going to be jazzed about going to this game? Freaking BYU. Look, that program is held together by all kinds of random duct tape. Like everything you think that would be bad about being an independent that Notre Dame doesn't have to deal with, BYU does, and they actually have aspirations to try to do something with their schedule. So this is a heck of a reward. They're going to enjoy their Christmas Eve out on the islands. And look, this game's going to be fun. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole if you were actually putting space bucks on it. Because, again, Cole McDonald, he could murder BYU. He could keep BYU in it. He could let BYU run away with it. Either way, you're going to be entertained. Who do you got, Eddie?
I love this game. I think this game's going to be awesome. As I said last time we talked, I feel like I've had the best feel of any team this year. I think I've made more money off them than anybody else. They're like the reverse Okie State for me this year. It's been great. I like the fact that you look at some recent games, BYU's schedule down the back end was not great. You know, they beat Liberty, they beat Massachusetts, and then they had that god-awful game against San Diego State. Meanwhile, Hawaii obviously had the tough loss to Boise State, a much better team, beat the hell out of Army, beat San Diego State, and got the win over UNLV. I like this Hawaii team, man. You're right that Cole McDonald, he giveth and he taketh away.
Repeatedly.
But he's not the only quarterback that they can run out there. Hawaii's got a lot of success scoring. I don't think while BYU can score, I don't think they can score at the same level. I like the over in this. I think 64, that is a very beatable number for these two teams. And I think BYU, you're right, they are going to enjoy the hell out of that vacation. And they might just enjoy the hell out of that vacation. Not like when they went to Vegas and had to play Utah, where one, they couldn't drink, and two, they just wanted to punch people in the dick because that's what BYU does. This is they're gonna go. They're gonna learn to hula, and do some snorkeling. You know, in a game that once, according to the Christmas documentary Die Hard, gave us Notre Dame versus USC. I'm looking forward to a really fun matchup here. But give me the bows one more time.
Run it back one more time. All right. Well, there we go. Those are our first 10 picks. And we will be back. So the schedule's a little odd because we got with Christmas being in the middle of the week, that kind of throws things off kilter a little bit. And also with Notre Dame playing on the 28th. So here's what's going to happen. Monday, December 23rd, Eddie and I will be back. We will be picking the Independence Bowl through the Peach Bowl. So, yes, that is on the 28th. Those are some New Year's Six games. It will include the Notre Dame pick. We will have the Sim the day after Christmas, Thursday, December 26th, and we will post-game it when the last playoff game concludes and recap some New Year's Six and whatever the heck Notre Dame did in the Camping World Bowl. Eddie, it feels good to hop back on the horse again, my friend.
It is always a good time, buddy. I'm pleased to have whipped your ass once again. I look forward to doing it in the bowls, but, you know, this is an exhibition. It's just for fun, so it doesn't really mean anything. I'm hoping that you two are providing bowl gifts like a suite of a branded coin, perhaps a monogrammed football, a gift suite for the ages. Kids, hell of a year. It's bowl time, baby. What more could you ask for? You're in the last week of work. You don't really want to be paying attention. You know what you could do Friday? You can flip that computer screen on to a beautiful bowl game in the Bahamas. You don't have to pay attention to work. Nobody cares at the end of December. I hope my clients aren't listening because I actually have a lot I got to do. But secrets. Bowls are great. Football is beautiful. I love you all. I hope you all have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Enjoy your Star Wars.
Created a holiday.
Whatever other holidays there may be that I cannot think of or do not know. I hope you enjoy those too. Ed, we'll talk to you next week. Oh, wait, why am I doing this now? We're going to talk again before any of that happens.
Because you were on fire. I was just letting you
I rescind it all. I wish you nothing yet. Come back next Monday. Maybe I'll be nice then. Go Irish. Hail Gambler.
All right, that is going to do it for us. Thank you for all of y'all that joined us over on Twitch TV/Hello Sons. Again, we will be back Monday, December 23rd, here live around 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And subscribe over on the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you happen to get your podcast feeds at. Come join us in Discord. That is our live chat channel, herlittlesons.com/Discord. And as always, you can find us at our home at herlittlesons.com. Until next time, y'all, go Irish, beat Cyclones. Have a good one.